Okay, so the very first command we usually start with the select command. Okay, so select star from customers. Okay. So here you see that we usually write the SQL keywords or clauses with capital letters, okay, but it is not mandatory. So this is equivalent to this one. So this is equivalent to this one, okay, like select all star from customers, okay. But here these are the things, these, and these. So the highlighted ones are SQL keywords or clauses, okay. So here you can't modify them, okay. All that you can do, you can take it from upper cases to lower cases, that's all, okay. But here if you declare customers like this, okay, you have to follow the thing, okay. So there, I told you earlier that in a SQL statement, generally there are two parts. The first one is keywords or clauses, and the second one is identifiers. Okay, identifiers. Okay, and these identifiers you can give any name. Okay. In any combination, okay, like you can give it customers, okay, or customers, okay, or customers, or customer one, okay, like that. So that you have a choice, but once you declare this way, you have to follow that way, okay. Once you have to declare this way, you have to follow throughout the SQL command or query, okay. You have to follow the same structure. So in general, these customers with capital C and this customer with small c is different, okay. So I will start from there, okay. So let me try out, okay. So here select, okay, city and from customers, okay. Now let's make it a little restrictive, okay, where city equals Berlin, okay. So if I run this one, okay, you see, okay. But if I make some changes like city, it's likely to work, okay. Yes, it works, okay. And if I go like this, Berlin, okay, let's see. So no results. So that means the keywords or any value that is present inside is case sensitive, okay. So here in that case, so it's a real value inside the table, okay. The real value inside a table is case sensitive, okay. For example, city, Berlin is not equal to city Berlin. Okay, so these are two different things. Okay.
আসসালামু আলাইকুম ভাইয়া, ক্লাসে জয়েন করছেন তো না?
হ্যাঁ, জয়েন করছি ভাই। জি।
আচ্ছা ভাইয়া, থ্যাংক ইউ।
These are two different things. Okay, so as you practice, these things will become more and more familiar with you, so you'll easily understand them. Okay. So as per our last class, I have given you some of the homeworks, and I see many people have done that already. So it's really very good to know this, that you are working actually and sharing your output. Okay. So everybody, please practice this. If you don't practice, you'll forget very soon. Okay, so we covered up to delete in the last class or last session. Okay, now select. Okay, so select command and select top. That means if you want to see the top of 5 values, okay, in terms of highest selling products or something, okay, so you can get this one by running the top command. Okay, let's see what's inside the top command. Top close. Okay, so the top close is used to specify the number of records to return. That means it's not a kind of ranking. Okay, that is top 5 or most selling products or top GPAs or something like that. So no matter how the record is or how the content of a table looks like, it will just pick up the first thing, first of that many number that you specify. So here it's syntactically a little different for SQL Server database system and Microsoft Access. It's syntax. Yes. Hi, please mute yourself.
কাজে গেছেন নাকি? না, কাজ করতেছি না।
Okay, so select top number, okay, or you can include percentage. Here you see there is a special sign, that is the pipe sign or pipe symbol. You see here, so you can use the number, like I want to see the top 5 records from the top, okay, or I can see 5% of all the records, okay, from column, names and table. Okay, and you can apply a while condition and limit. Okay, so SQL Oracle database system supports a different thing. So here you can see fetch first 5 rows only, so it's a little different, so you have to be aware of that, so that you can, whenever you work with Oracle system, you just change your syntax accordingly. The older Oracle system, it's a row number. Okay, but the good thing is that row number less than or equal to, okay, like 10, so it will bring you 10 record from the top. But the good thing is that new Oracle system, Oracle 12 or up to Oracle 19, so this syntax and the older syntax both works. Also, you can use order by. So here all the environment you see is more or less like MySQL system, so you won't be able to see those things. Okay, so here let's see the top limit and fetch first. I think it won't give us to practice fetch command. Let's try. Okay. Well, so top 3 from customers. Okay, so before I run this top 3, let me go as usual. Select all from customers. Okay, we see Alfred, Anna, Antonio. Okay, so these are the customer names. But if I include top 3 from customers, so we'll see the first 3 records. Alfredo, Ana, Antonio. Okay. So these top commands or clauses are used to sample a very big database table. If you have a table that consists of a million or more than that number of records, so if it brings you to your computer system and displays these many records, so it's going to be very heavy task for the computer. Okay, that's why in order to sample how the data looks like, so how many columns are there, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, okay, and whether the customer ID has some kind of primary key and the data type, so it's just a quick lookup. Okay, so top 3 records
আরে ওই ঘরে যাও তো মো আমার ক্লাস হচ্ছে মো ওই ঘরে যাও তো আচ্ছা যাবে
can be called by
আবে ওদিকে ওই ঘরে যাও মো ব্যথা পাবা যাও ওদিকে যাও
okay, returns or brings
ওই ঘরে
first 3 records from the top. Okay. So we'll be taking notes. Okay. So it will bring first 3 records from the top, from the beginning. Okay. So now we have got another example. So here you see that limit 3. We have already practiced this example. Okay. So limit 3 means it limits the record from the top. Okay. No matter how many records are there, if you set a limit like 3 or 10, it will give that many number of records. Okay. Now you see number of records 10, and you can see from the top. Okay. So all that you see from the top 10 records. Yeah. Top command, or we can use equivalent one, that is limit. Okay. Well, so another one is fetch command. Fetch, select all from customer, fetch first 3 row only. Okay, it's very easy to remember. Okay, yeah, let's see here. It's the first 3 rows only. Okay. Let's see. Because I think it's not going to run on a MySQL server system. Okay. So it will only work with other systems like MySQL, MS SQL Server or Access. So it is for Oracle. Remember that, everyone. So fetch the first 3 records. Okay. 3 rows of it. And this is for Oracle system. So Oracle system is a kind of memory consuming thing. So if you want to set up on your system, you can set up just to make sure that you can practice something. Okay.
What about take 3?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What about take 3? Take 3?
This one?
No, like instead of fetch first, we can use maybe take 3.
Yes, you can, yes. Okay. So it will bring you the first, that means first means from the top. Okay. From the top 10 records only. So did it answer your question?
Oh, I have a question. What's the difference between fetch and take?
Take I can run this one. Okay, if it works, then I can go. I'm not familiar with take, honestly. Let's see. Take 3, I think in SQL system it's not gonna work, but let's see. Take 3 only.
Well, no, don't use rows. Row only, just get rid of the.
Let's see.
No, get rid of only also.
Take 3, okay, let's see. No, it's not gonna work because for my SQL server it's not gonna work, but I can try and I can.
It should work on Hive system though.
So it's quite different. Hive works in a completely different way. Okay, well, we're discussing about SQL basics, not about Hive.
Yeah, someone is pinging something.
Okay, you can try, and if you have something, you can share with us. So head is not gonna work here. Okay, there is no such command as head. Okay. So remember that fetch first record only is only for Oracle. Just remember this. And top percent, yeah, it works here. Okay. Top 50%. Okay. You see, out of like 90 records or 91 actually, so it has brought 46. Top 50%. Top 5%. I think that will work as well. No. So we have to explicitly type 50%, okay, like this. Or top 10%. From customer. So it will give you around 12 records, okay, or 10 records, because there are 91 records. So this is a way we can sample in a database table. Okay. Top 10%. So top, limit, fetch, and top percent, these commands are used to sample databases. That means just to see a few of millions of records to understand the schema. Okay, so our practice with SQL is not limited to many examples only. So we'll cover more or little complex when the scenario comes. Okay. So max and minimum. Okay. So these are the functions that brings the most, the highest and the lowest values. Okay. So if you want to see the most expensive product from a product list, you can run this max or min command. Okay, so let's see, select all from products. Yeah. Products. Now let me run this one. Okay, it's running. And now I'm going to see the price, the minimum price. Okay, so I'm taking minimum here. Price, and the price must be given inside a function that is known as min function. Okay, min function has a pair of parentheses like this. Okay, I think it got refreshed. Anyway, not a problem. So select minimum price. Okay, so we have to make use of min function. Okay, and min function of what it will bring us the minimum price. Okay, from products. So price column is not available inside customers, that's why we have to give products. the product table name. Okay. So now if I run this one, you can see the lowest price is 2.5. Okay. So you can use an alias like as minimum price, okay, from products. Okay. So you see the column. So this is just a view only. The database will not change. So minimum price and maximum price the same way. All that you have to change, the function name, max price, okay, as max price. There shall be no space in between, okay. So here max price is 263.5. So here you cannot give any space. If you give a space, what will happen? So there will be an error, misspelling, missing, or punctuation error. Okay. So what you can do, either you can use this uppercasing at the beginning and lowercase letters at the end, okay, and again for other word starting with a capital letter. So you can join this together, or you can place a underscore. Okay. So underscore is supported. So remember that. So this is the general practice the SQL developers or the database developers work in this way. Okay. So now I want to see the sum or total of all the prices. Okay. So here we need to change the function. Okay. That is sum of all prices as total price. Okay. So here we can see the total price is this. Okay, here minimum price, maximum price, max price as max price from customer. So here min function, max function, okay, sum, okay. And if I want to see the average, okay, how can I see that average function? Just we need to change the function avg average price as average price. Okay. So let's see, average price is $28. These are very basic and interesting things. Okay. Okay. So whenever you use a function, please don't forget to start and end with a pair of parentheses. Okay, that means any function has a SQL function has a pair of parentheses at the end. Okay. Example, X function. Okay, and here you see everyone, functions are generally written with small letters. Remember that. Okay. Functions are written in lowercase letters. So, okay. So we have covered that part. Okay, count. Count is another function that brings up the total count of anything. Okay, I have already given you an example in earlier classes. Okay, so how many products are there? Okay, select count from star means all the records as how many? How many from products? Okay, so how many products are there? And you see, products has 77 records. Let me run this one. Okay, you see how many? There are 77 records. So count. Okay. So here all these functions that you see highlighted here are known as aggregate function. Aggregate function means this function, in order to operate, needs to check all the records in a particular column. That means if you run this one, this query, what it will do, it will check each and every single data inside price column to give you the minimum price. So it looks into all the prices included and comparing is all these prices, that which one the lowest. It will keep looking into the lower values until it gets the lowest. So once it gets the lowest, then it brings you back. The same thing here, max. It works on all the values or all the fields of a price column. Then it will give you the max value. Sum. It keeps looking into the price field, price column, looks into all the values, sums up together and gives you the max price, the sum of all the prices. Average, the same thing, count. So all these are known as example, known as aggregate function. Aggregate function. So here these are the examples. Anyone has any question up to this?
No question.
Okay. So moving forward, okay, cover like. I already showed you in the last session that how we can make use of like. So like is a kind of pattern matching. Okay. Okay. So pattern matching here, yeah, specific pattern in a column. Okay. So percentage sign, I gave you example of percentage sign and how to use those. Okay. Represent zeros, one or multiple characters. Okay, or it could be as many as characters. Okay. But underscore sign represents a one and single character. Okay. So there are these two differences. So when you use like operator, okay, next to like operator, you have to either use these, or even a combination of percentage sign and underscore. Okay. So there are some exceptions. You need to take a note of this, that MS Access can use asterisk instead of percentage sign, okay, and question mark instead of underscore. So that's a really important point to know. Okay. I'm taking a note of it. Okay. Okay. So like operator, okay. This is used in a while clause. That means after while comes like. Okay. After while comes like. Okay. To search for a specific pattern in a column. Okay. Like close. Sorry, typing error. After a while close. Okay. and this is used for pattern. Let's see. Okay. So we use 2 wildcards for this. Okay, I think in earlier classes I told you about operator. Let me see if I have this or not. Let's. I think wildcards. Yes, so star, question mark, and underscore, comma, dot, and percentage. Okay, so these are the wildcards we use. Okay, so let's try this out. Okay, so MS Access uses star instead of percentage and question mark for underscore. And remember these things very clearly and very well. I will remind you that how we use in later part. So now syntax, the like comes after while clause, I already told you. So you can combine any number of conditions using and operator, so that's not a problem. Okay, let's see the first one. So here I'm going to give you an example and I'll show you how it works. So select all from customers where customer name like A. Okay, and this is a part of a string. That's why you have to enclose in a single quote or a double quote. You see here, single quote or a double quote. Okay, and A after percentage sign means this percentage sign can be replaced for any number of characters, number of white spaces, or anything that comes after A. Okay, that means it can represent a name like Antonio, Anna, okay, or whatever. So let's try this. So select all from customers where customer name, then comes like, okay, then comes like, okay, what is it? Customer name starting with A, okay, then percent, okay, you can either paste double quotes or single quotes. So let's run this. Okay. Oh, sorry.
You have to change the equal sign.
Equal sign, I don't need it, equal sign, thanks. Okay, yeah. So here you see the customer name starts with A, Alfred's, Anna, Antonio, like this, okay, and around the horn as well. Okay, so now I want to see what are the customer names that ends with A. So that means any number of letters, number, or white spaces, and next to it, the customer name must include conclude with A at the end. So let's see how it looks like. Okay, so you see Takeria, I don't, it's a Moctezuma, and Tipika, Delicia, okay, or something like that. Okay, and Corinja, something, okay. So like this. So you can get anything, like if you want to see the name of the city, okay. Yeah, the city names that ends with A. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, Lisboa, that is Lisbon, Portugal, Barcelona, Sevilla, Walla, okay. So you can be more restrictive, okay. Like, let's say any number of cities that start with S, okay, and ends with A. Let's see. So Sevilla starts with A, and after that any number of characters, okay, and ending with A. So that's how it looks like. Okay, so here this one of the examples we can. I think you have already practiced these by this time yesterday. Yeah. So another example. Okay. So I have already given you. Okay. Or okay, let's see the other one. Or customer name like. That means no matter what is in the front or what is at the end, in between there is or. Let's see. Customer name like or. Yes. So you see customer name, there is or. Okay, anywhere. It could be here, there, or anywhere. Or, you see? Here you see or. Okay, here again or. Okay, so a part can repeat multiple times. Okay, or. Okay, so or again. So let me include this. And here, what does it mean? Anyone of you can tell me about this? That means here there must be only one single letter followed by an R. Okay, that means only this underscore represents only one character, and that character can be anything. But next to it R, and after R there could be as many numbers as there is available. So let's try. Is that clear, everyone? This part?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go there and see. Select all from customers, where customer name like one single letter, then R, then anything, and at the end a semicolon. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So customer name. Okay, starting with A, and next to it R, and followed by whatever, by anything. Okay, so now let's see the other one. A, then R. What is that? Oh, sorry, not A. Any character. One single character followed by R, and next to it anything. One single, then R, then whatever. The same thing you see here in all the cases. So if I want to see two letters before R, so for that I can include another underscore. Okay, so there are two underscore here and here. Okay, so let's see if there is any. Yes. So BER, now two characters have been added. FUR, MER, okay, MOR, then NOR, okay, like this. PAR, PER, TOR, okay, like that. So here you just try to practice and remember, okay, either one or two. Either one or two. I have given a space just to make sure that you understand the difference. So that is not required actually, huh? This part is not actually required, but I have given a space. Or let me take a note that two underscores. Two underscores, okay? Yeah, that should make more sense. Okay, so now going there again. Okay, so now here these are self-explanatory. any name starting with A and 2 underscores and percent. So that's what we have already tried. So here, contact name starting with A, in between anything, ending with O. Okay, so you can. Okay, you can practice this. Okay, semicolon at the end. Okay. So here A, then 2 other numbers, okay, 2 other characters and whatever at the end. Okay. So like that you need to play around to learn and understand. Okay. Okay. These are all similar. I think I don't need to go over that, like examples given. Okay. So these are all the examples that you can see. So yeah, we have already done this. Okay. And not like A. Yes, another thing that we have to go through. Like A and not like A. That means it will give us any name that doesn't start with A. Select all from name, all from customers, or customer name, not like A. That means in that case, you will see names starting with any other letter other than A. So B, V, like that. That means A not negates the entire statement. Okay. So here not negates the entire thing. Negates the condition. That means it will bring any other names starting with without A. Well, so I think we have tried most of them. Yeah. So like is done. Okay, so select all records where the city column starts with the letter A. So select all from customer, and how can I answer this? Where city like or like, then starts with A, single quotes, then A, then percentage, and a semicolon has been included there. So now you see, submit answer, yes, correct. Wildcards, we have already used some of the wildcards, okay, already. So yeah, now you have to practice this, okay, very clearly. So wildcard in MS Access, okay, over here we use star. Star means it could be anything. When we write select star from customers, that means it brings all the data from the customers. Now you apply some restriction or some condition, and based the condition, your result set get modified or trimmed out and gives you the desired thing. Okay. So before I go dive discussing further about wildcards, can we have a break for 5 minutes, everyone?
Yes, please.
Okay, so let's start in just 5 minutes.
Thank you.
Okay. Wildcards in Microsoft Access. So Access is not used pretty much during this time, so it's quite obsolete this time. So, but still, we can have some understanding about this. So, the first one is star. Okay, star means anything, any value or any name. Okay, for example, if you paste a condition like BL and star, that means it could represent anything that starts with the BL. For example, BL itself, BL, then ACK to make black, the BL, then blue, and BLOB, or whatever. This could be even longer, okay? But the condition must be met, BL at the beginning and whatever at the end. Okay, it includes white spaces as well. Okay, so it's more, star is more relaxed, okay? So let me go there, the document, okay? And I'm writing it here, okay? Represents any number of characters, any number of characters, including in spaces, okay, white spaces. Okay, this one. Okay, and this question mark represents only one single character. Question mark represents only one single characters. Okay, represents one single character. Not more than that. Okay. Here you can specify a pattern matching. Okay, so here represents any single character within the bracket. Okay. Okay. Represents any single character. Okay, within the bracket. Within the bracket or square bracket to be specified. Well, bracket. Square brackets. Okay, so here an example has been given that it's O A within the bracket and next to it T. But as per the condition, it represents only one single character, but we have given two. That means wherever it matches a combination of H O T or H O A T, it brings up like hot. One single character has been replaced by any of these two characters inside. Same for hat, okay? But not heat, because I has not been included here. This is why we don't see heat, okay? So the examples are like this. Okay. So examples include, okay, but not heat because it is not present there. Okay, and let me highlight color red. Okay, so this is not there, but these are okay, A or O, because we have given the condition like that. Okay, exclamation, it negates. Okay, so can you remember that one that we learned in the last day, that city equals Berlin. Okay, sorry, Berlin. Okay, run this one. Okay, so yes, Berlin. And when I press not equal Berlin, okay, so the condition negates. It will bring up every other city except Berlin. Every other city except Berlin. Okay. So that means this is used for negation. That means make something negative. Negation. Used to negate a statement. Okay. Example. Everybody see here, please. Same, but in a different way. Okay. That means it should not contain any of these. Okay. Heat, but not O. O is there and A is there. Okay. It could also include heart. Okay. Or anything, but not including this one because it's inside the condition, and not A inside the condition. So any other thing except O and A. Okay. Then what's next? Okay, we can go back. Okay. So wildcards, you got some idea. So how we can use it, and okay. So again, a dash represents a single character within a specified range. Okay. Here C, and the range is between A to B. Okay. That means cat and CBT or something like that. Okay. One single character represents a single character. Okay. Character in a range. Okay. Let's see the example. That means here, let's say A to D. So it will bring up anything, any other character, including A or B or C or D, but one single character. Okay, one single character in between C and T. Okay, and finally we have another one that is range. Okay, so that represents a single number within a range. Okay, so what's the single number in a range? Single number in a range starts from 0 all the way up to 9. So that is the single number range. Okay, let's see here how the example has been given. Okay, single numeric number. So 2 pound 5. That means inside that hash it could represent a single number within that range from 0, 1, 2, 3 all the way to 9. Okay, so this is the example. So I'm also including this one. But remember that these are not specific to MS Access, but that can be used elsewhere. We'll learn more. So wildcard in MS SQL Server is more or less the same. So percentage, we're aware of that. Underscore, we have used that. Represents any single character within the range, the same thing. Okay, here that's quite different. Okay, instead of negation, exclamation sign, we use this one. Okay, so that's an exception. So here, okay, for MS Excel, MySQL hat. This is known as a hat. Hat represents any character not included in the bracket. That means anything other than O and A. Okay. So, and dash again represents a single character in the range. That means more of these, more or less, these are the same. So anyone has any question?
No question, yeah.
Okay, so please practice a little while. You'll become very confident about these things. Okay. So let's go and check again. So wildcard in, I have already explained how in works. Okay, so let me my SQL client. Client, my SQL client, and you wanted to see the difference between some conditions. Okay, let me log in. So if I make a mistake, it logs out and closes the window. Okay, fine. So I'm connecting to Word database. Word. Okay, there will change. That means I'm connected to the database. Okay. Now select all from countries. Yes, it loads a lot of data. So now now I want to see column names and other things like population, okay, and life expectancy, okay, in population life expectancy, okay. Select population and life expectancy, okay, from country. Country, okay, so let me set limits. Yeah, okay. Okay, so it says and I'm just making it a little restrictive. So you see 0 seconds, okay? And if I run the previous command, everything, so it will take, it returns some, I think 239 records in 0 seconds. That means to process this data and to compare performance, this much workload is not sufficient, okay? So that's a very small data set. You cannot understand the performance, okay? So 239 records, 0.00 seconds. That means it's just a matter of millisecond or nanosecond to load this much data. So I keep that in mind, and I'll try to show you with bigger data set, especially in Hadoop environment. Okay, so now between is done. Alias I have already shown you. Okay, so joins. Okay, join is the most scary thing about SQL beginners, but it's not like that. Okay, so let me tell you for joins. Okay, so join. Let's see that we have two tables: customers table, and orders table. Okay, that means here Okay, so orders table contains order data. So if a person doesn't place an order, will there be any record inside the orders table?
No.
No, that means, but customer could be there. Okay, you become a member of Amazon. Okay, so you are a registered member on Amazon, but you have never placed an order. So there will be no information about your order in the orders table, right? So the relationship is that here is that one customer must place an order, okay? An order to have his record, his or her records, okay? Records in the orders table, okay? If he doesn't place an order, there will be no order record in the orders table. But customer information, okay, in general,
আরেকটু করো
customer information is there, okay? But order information may be there or may not be there, okay? So the relationship is that if you place an order, your name will be listed. Who placed the order? The order, okay? Order, okay. And how I can understand that? Okay, in the orders table, there could be customer ID. Customer ID, okay? Customer ID comes in integer format, like some numbers, okay? So this number is easier to handle instead of your name, okay? Let's say, okay, John McKenzie, okay, something like that. So instead of handling this name or even longer name, okay, okay, so instead of handling this very big number with spaces and all these things, okay, this number is easier to handle. So instead of customer full name, there is a unique identifier for the customer. That is a customer ID. Okay. And again here, the customer table will have customer name. Okay. Customer name and customer ID. Okay. Customer ID. So here, based on these ID and this ID, we can easily understand and establish a relationship between these two tables, okay? And now let's think that we want to get the name of the customer, the city of the customer, and how much he paid for a particular order, okay? And what item he purchased. I'm sorry, my baby is making some noise. Okay, so here, based on these two things, we can get some information from here and there. So in the orders table, you can say which product has been ordered, product, okay, when, shipment status, okay, status, all these. But these things are not likely to be in the part of customers tables. So customers tables should not contain this thing, okay, that what product he has purchased. But if we perform search based on this, we can get which customer from which city has placed order and what is his shipment details. Okay, so in order to join, we have to remember three things. Everybody, please remember that we need to have three conditions or three things met. Three things. Okay. First one, what we need. We need. Okay. And from where? And from where? Okay. The first condition. Okay. And now, what kind of join? There is type of join. Okay. The third thing is that on what condition? Okay. What is on what relation actually? Relation. Okay. On what relation or where? Okay. So now let me break it down. I think you can see my entire screen. Do you?
Yes.
Okay. So now I'm joining. Okay, I'm performing some join. Okay. So from here, customers table. Let's see that it has customer name, city, zip code, okay, everything, okay. And here he has product name, okay, that is when that means date, okay, shipment status. So now let me construct a very simple join, okay. So to get the data, we use select statement. So what to get? Customer name, okay, customer name, okay, customer name. And customer name is coming from what table? Customers table, right? So customers, that means it's coming from customers table, okay, customers table, okay, dot, now the column name, okay, customer name, and I want to see products, okay, from orders table, okay, from orders table dot, what do I want to see? I want to see products separated by dot, okay, product. So let's take these two things for simplicity. From where? From orders table, okay, from customers table, again customers, okay. Now let's perform join, okay, join, okay, join. Customers table is joining with what table? Orders table, okay. So we have got what we need from where. We need customers name and products from where? From customers and from orders. You see the table that table names here at the front before the door. Customers table and orders table, okay. And we are performing join between customers table with orders table, okay. And this is the join condition. And by default, I'm using join. Join means inner join. Okay. And on what relationship? Okay. So I have given two things here, on and where. You can use any of these. Okay. Either on or where. So you can use on. What is the condition? Here, the condition is customer ID, and this customer ID is present here in the customers table. Okay, customers table should have a customer ID. Customer ID, okay, customer ID, okay. And the same customer ID should be here in the orders table. Okay, customer ID. Because otherwise the no relationship would be established, okay. So this customer ID I have given in blue highlighted ones, okay, customer ID. So now on where condition, on customer ID equals customer ID, and these two same thing is coming from where? The first one is coming from customers table. That's why we have to give customers dot customer ID, and the second customer is coming from orders table. That's why orders dot customer ID. Okay. So if I run this one, it will check the relationship and it will perform a join, and eventually it will give us customer name from customers table and orders from products from orders table. So let's try this, everyone. So before we try it in the real code and SQL environment, any questions? This is a little complex. You got confused?
No, that is clear.
Anyone has any doubt or any question? Okay, so now let's go there, okay? And let's see to make sure that we get the correct thing, okay? So customer ID is there, okay, in the customers table, okay? Now what about orders? It's order ID and we see customer ID again. This is the orders table, okay? That means the relationship is there, okay? And here it doesn't have the product column, that's why we can go for products as well, okay? But product has no direct relationship, okay? So a customer is placing an order, okay? So let's see what is the order ID and order date, okay? From order ID, these are under orders table, okay? I'm taking the notes down there further. Okay. So orders table, okay. And it has got these things. Orders table has these columns, okay? I'm deconstructing the thing, okay? So now, and what about customers table? Okay, what do customer tables have? Okay, it has these many things. Okay. So customers table, okay, and it has got this, okay. So now I'll be performing a join, okay. So which column is there in common for both the tables? Everyone, first you have to find it out.
Customer ID.
Which one? Customer ID, yes. So order ID, comma, customer ID, comma, okay. So these are the columns in common, customer ID, and based on that, I can perform a join. Okay, how? Again, I'm writing down, I have to meet three conditions. The first one, what I want to see. I want to see order ID, okay? Okay, order ID. Here in the part of joining, okay, I'm constructing a join statement. I want to see customer ID, okay? And order date. Okay, I want to see these two things. Okay. And from here, I want to see customer name, who have placed the order. Okay. So customer ID, and let's see, address, country. Okay, fine. Okay. From which country? Okay. So these two tables are coming from which table, everyone? These two columns are coming from order table, orders table. So I have to place these orders before that. Okay, orders separated by dot. That means it is coming from orders table, and the column name is orders ID, order ID. Okay, the same thing here. Okay, orders dot order ID, order date, and the next two column headers are coming from which table?
Customers table.
Okay, customers table. Okay, so customers table. Okay, and here again, the country is coming from customers table here. So likewise, I need to give this before this one. Okay, so now I'm going to make the very first SQL clause here. select these separated by comma, these, and separated by comma, these, okay, and separated by comma, these. I want to get these things from these tables, okay. Again, I have to mention it from customers, and join orders, okay. So here I have given the join or join type, okay, and on what condition? On the condition is that customer ID from orders table is equivalent to customer ID from customers table, okay. So on customers dot customer ID, okay, no space, please make sure, customers dot customer ID, and this is equal to orders dot customer ID, this one, okay, orders dot customer ID, okay. So with that, our SQL construct has been statement has been constructed, okay. So now I'm copying this and taking it here, okay. So we can try anywhere, okay. So let me run this one, okay, and see what happens. Could not find to prepare a statement, okay. So let's see what is the problem here. Orders dot order
There is
ID.
an S missing on the customer.
It should be customers. Table name is different. It's customers.
Customers, yes. So let's see. Yes. So now you see that yes, thank you for noting that down. So here you see, we see order ID. First thing we asked for order ID. That's why you see order ID here. Order date, and its source is orders. Source is orders table. And again, we look for customer name. We got customer name, and it's coming from customers table. Okay. And again, I'm asking for country name from customers table. Okay. And the join operation, you have to show that what type of join you are performing. Okay. So I have chosen the default join. Okay. And the join is being performed between customers table with orders table. And on what condition? Where customer ID coming from customers table equals customer ID coming from orders table. Okay. So again, I'm going back to my document. I have given you two options. You can either use on or you can use where. Okay. So if I change it, instead of on, where, let's run this 196 records. Okay, let's see. So we see the same thing, the same output. Okay. So everyone, please try to understand that this is the simplest example I can give you. Okay. So I think that's not very, very difficult. Okay. Just try to follow this order. I am keeping the note there so that you can access, or if you can come up with even simpler example, please share with us. Okay, any question? Any question up to that?
No question.
Okay, so now I didn't explain, or I didn't go through the mechanism of joins. Okay, I have just given you an example on how to get started. Okay, so let's see. Okay, joins being records or columns from multiple tables, okay, based on a relationship. I have already shown you the relationship. Okay, so here you see that customers table has these things, and customer ID that establishes the relationship here and there. Okay, and you have to mention the name of the table like orders.order ID, orders.customer ID, orders.order date, like that. Okay, it's the same thing here. Customer ID, customer name, contact name, country. Okay, everything. You see the same thing. So now you see the same or similar thing. Select order ID from orders table, customer name from customers table. Okay, and again orders date from orders table from orders. Okay, and here you have to specify the type of join. Orders table is performing inner join, or in case of inner join you can omit this part, you can exclude this inner, because joins are by default inner join. Okay, a customer here on the relationship based on this. Okay, so now if you run this one, you see the record will be displayed according to the order of the columns that you have placed there. So order ID comes in the very first place, customer name comes second, and order date comes on the third place. So that is the way the data will be represented. So now I'm going to show you the different types of join, and with that I believe that you'll be able to understand and practice by yourself. Okay, so inner join or simply join returns record that have matching values on both the table. Okay, that means if someone has placed an order, okay, already you will see their records. If someone has not performed any order, you will not see their records. Okay, for left join, anything other than inner join is outer join. Okay, we call it left outer join, right outer join, or full outer join. So inner join brings the data that has similarity in both the tables. Okay, that means this green part is common to table 1 and common table 2 both. Okay, and for left join, what happens? All the data in the left table remains the same. The data only coming from the right join that has similarities here. Okay, right join, on the right table everything remains the same, only the matching record from the left table join here. Full outer join, that means it brings all the data from both the tables based on a common relationship. Okay, so here I think if you go with this thing or the codes, it won't make much sense. So I will give you some real example with some visuals that will help. Okay. Okay, so here we have a long way to go. I think it is not possible for me to cover everything. Today, I think I can take another class on SQL. So everyone, let's connect back on Tuesday again. By this time, please try to understand these joins, different types of join, as many as you can. Okay, as much as you can. So I can quickly go over that and cover up to this. Okay. Okay, these are very simple things. So these are not very difficult. So I will cover up to that SQL data types. Okay, everyone, any question?
No question.
Okay then, please keep practicing. So we'll connect on Tuesday again.
Thank you, Al.
Thank you, everyone. Take care. Bye for today. Okay, Allah Hafiz.